Isn't this the cutest thing you've ever seen? Welcome back, guys. My tomato plants are out of control, which is a good thing. They're growing fast and very strong. But today I'm gonna stake them and I'm gonna show you exactly how I do it. There we go, muchachos. I've already done half of them and I'm about to start on the other half on the other side. So I went out and got 20 of these sturdy stakes. They're 72 inches or 6 feet tall. And I'm gonna do exactly what I've done here. Now, you can build these out of wood if you don't wanna go out and buy them. You can make them 5 feet, 6 feet, 7, 8, whatever the case may be. And a couple of days ago, last week, I used some bamboo sticks that I have, but they're only about 4 feet tall. And I know these tomato plants are gonna grow much higher than that. And they're gonna be heavy. So I'm gonna replace those with the new ones. Now, notice two different colors. These I bought last year, and these I got yesterday. They're a darker green, but they're pretty much the same material. So I have about 12 more plants here to do. And I bought more stakes than I needed. I always buy 2 or 3 more, and I can just put them away for something else. The bamboo sticks I'm gonna use for my pepper plants. My pepper plants, they're not gonna be, or they're not gonna grow as tall as a tomato plant, and that's where I can use bamboo because eventually they're gonna get heavy as well. Once they start producing their peppers, and these peppers are sweet bell peppers, are huge, and the plant's gonna wanna tip to the ground. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stake this within an inch of the base of the plant. Push it down as much as it'll go. That's about right. And then I'm gonna take 2 tomato trellis clips and I'm gonna fasten it to the base of the plant, one low and one slightly higher. Now these plants aren't too big. If they were taller, and they will be eventually, then I'm gonna use clips. Every couple of weeks, as the plants grow, I'm gonna use a clip or 2. And I'm gonna put this one, I guess, right here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off any low-hanging leaves, because I don't want any leaves touching the ground, and that'll prevent disease. And I'm also gonna take any suckers. The suckers on this particular plant, I see one right here. And any future suckers, oh, I see another one. I'll let any future suckers grow as the plant gets taller. So, oh, and by the way, these plants are already, I don't know if you can see that, they're getting flowers already. So I should have tomatoes in about, I'm gonna guess about three weeks or so. Oh, and by the way, these are celebrity tomatoes. These tomatoes do excellent up here in upstate New York. So this is the type of tomato that I want to do every single year. You may have in your area a different variety of tomato may do better, but for where I'm at, these are the best. All right, I see one sucker here. It's already producing flowers. I'm gonna leave it. So yeah, now notice how this tomato plant is kind of crooked, but in a couple of days, it's gonna start growing straight up, maybe by tomorrow. The problem was that these plants got so big and so heavy so fast that they started dropping over to the ground due to weight issues. So for me, now is the time to start staking them and have them grow up this stake over the next couple of months. And they're gonna be very heavy eventually, obviously, with the tomatoes. And you don't want your tomatoes to fall on the ground. It's okay if a tomato plant grows tilts over and falls on the ground. With tomatoes, you're still gonna get delicious tomatoes, but I like to have them go up the stake. And because obviously due to space restrictions here, and yeah, the more plants I can plant next to each other, the better it is. And then lastly, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weed around the base of the tomato plant. I'm gonna go, actually I had to do the entire bed like I've done with all the other beds. I've weeded every single bed, and over time, obviously, once you pick out all the little weeds, you're not gonna have as many weeds in the future as the first or second time. It did rain. It did rain last week, quite a bit, and everything kind of like flourished. So now I want to replace this bamboo stake for this stake. There we go. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut any low hanging leaves. And then I'll weed at the very end. Now this only required one clip because the plant was already grown straight up. In a couple of weeks, once it reaches about here, maybe another 6 to 8 inches, then I'll put another clip right there. But these plants, the ones that fell over to the ground, they require 2 clips, obviously, because I want to make sure that they grow straight up. There's a slight bend to them, but they'll be fine. All right, guys, and this is what I mean by a sucker right there. Let me cut this off so you can see it better. You see that? This is a small shoot that comes out from where the stem and the branch of a tomato plant meet, right there. So I am going to cut this sucker off, or this shoot, because then I'll have kind of like another tomato plant growing on the side of this. And right now, for now anyway, I want the plant to focus on growth, and eventually I'll leave the suckers in, but not now. And there's another sucker right there. I'm just gonna cut it off. All right, I miscalculated. I thought I had 20 more plants, but no, I think I have like 21 more plants. So this particular plant is gonna stay with the bamboo. So I'm 1 stake short, and I'm gonna use the last 3 stakes on these 3 plants right here. Alright guys, I'm done for now. So I'm 1 stake short. So that one's done. That bed is weeded. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna weed this bed. So I'm gonna get really low here, and I'm gonna start pulling each weed out. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. I do have a lot of weed here, but believe it or not, I kind of enjoy this. It's so peaceful out here in my garden, and I'm very happy with the results. Now remember that the tomato plants, you can plant very deep. I planted maybe 3 times deeper than what the root ball was, and that's the trick to having great tomato plants. And the reason is because they grow extra roots. This could take easily about a half hour. I don't think I'm gonna have this much weed next week though, and the week after. Notice again that I cut all the leaves that may touch the ground. I just cut them off. So you wanna get as low as you can to the weed, pull it from the root. Yep, you want all the roots out. And don't drop them where you pulled them out from. Put them at a different location, because if you just drop the weed in there, it'll grow again. That same plant, you want to throw them away. All right, so this is going to take quite a while. So I'll see you guys here in a second. Here we go. I am done. 100% weed free. And I'll come back in a week or so and do it again. But next time I come back, there won't be so many. There'll just be a few. And guys, the recao or longleaf coriander that my wife uses for sofrito is doing wonderful. We did a harvest a couple of days ago and it's just growing great. And notice that this bed is made up of almost 100% compost. Barely any weeds. However, the other two beds, it's a 50% compost, 50% soil, and we do get some weeds over there, but over the next couple of weeks it'll be less and less and less. And this is recao, or some people know it as longleaf coriander. And it has a special smell and taste. And we use it, like I said earlier, we use it for a sofrito. And this is the Puerto Rican secret ingredient to the best sofrito in the world. I mean, you can make sofrito many other ways, but if you don't add this, it's not gonna be the same. And now I got the seeds from Puerto Rico, from Isabela, and Desde Mi Huerto is the name of the company. And these are the sweet peppers. It's too early for peppers yet. Some of my other pepper plants are starting to flower, and these should be flowering here within the next month or so. So we're gonna have recao, the small sweet kind of saucer shaped peppers, and cilantrillo, which is right behind you. And yeah, I just wanted to show you this. Okay, so it's egg collection time. I wonder how many I have. How many do you think I have? Now, it's noon right now, and I came this morning at about 7, and I had 3. Oh, there they come. Nope. No snack this time. You're gonna have to wait till sometime tonight. And Lila is always first. Okay, here's 1, 2, 3. I have 4 more. That's 7 for today. Again, the blue eggs are fake ceramic eggs. 3 this morning, 4 now. That's 7, and maybe 1 there, but she's broody, so there may not be anything under her. Show off. Sing it. What a show off. How about you, mister? You want to do it too? Go ahead, you can crow. Your brother did it. All right, maybe not now. Now he does it. All right, guys. I hope you learned something new. I certainly did. I learn something new every time I go to the garden. So with that, competition back there. So with that, guys, you have a good morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are. We'll see you mañana. Bye.